Hey, hi. I got a question for you. Do you even know the 5 major areas of child development? Come on, do you? I know you track those milestones hard in the first year. Rolling, sitting, standing, crawling, first words, you were on top of it. You might even be saying to yourself, I know something. It's shapes, colors, numbers, letters. Yeah, I need that. Those are academic skills, you silly goose. It's not wrong, but it's not right either. Development is bigger than academics and way more important. Would you like me to tell you the domains? Yeah! Okay. Here they are: cognitive, social emotional, speech and language, fine motor, and gross motor. Did they all fit in? And here's the crazy thing about it: they overlap constantly. Let me give you an example. A child is playing on a play structure on a playground. There's so many domains being covered: gross motor, problem solving, risk assessment, social negotiation, if there's some other child there that wants to use the ladder, or whatever have you nots. My point is, development is layered, like an onion, like Shrek. You know Shrek. If you're only asking yourself, but do they know their colors and their letters? You're missing the big picture. Instead, you should be asking, how are they thinking? How are they relating to others? How are they regulating themselves? How are they moving their bodies? And how are they communicating with others? I'm going to break down each domain, what it actually looks like, and how you can support it without losing your mind. Cognitive development. If your child has dropped food from their high chair for the 10th time in this sitting, they're not trying to ruin your life. They're doing science. That's cognitive development. They're thinking. Cognitive development. What is it? I'll tell you. It's problem solving, it's curiosity, it's cause and effect, and what's the last one? Oh, memory. It's how a child figures out how the world works. When they drop that spoon from their high chair and they wait for you to pick it up like the sucker they think you are, that's experimentation. When they build a tower and then knock it over and then build it up again, that's strategy. When a stick or a box or a random inanimate object becomes a spaceship, that's abstract thinking. Neural connections, the things in our brain that connect and talk, the way they grow is from repeated meaningful experiences. That's done through play. Play is not a break from learning. Play is learning. Come here. You want to know a trade secret? You want a smart kid? Make sure they're playing a lot. Free play, guided play, messy play, all the play. Make sure they're doing it. How do you support cognitive development besides play? Let them experiment. Ask open-ended questions. How do you think that works? Where do you think that came from? What else could we try? Please, limit passive screens. I know it's tempting. I know they're addictive. I'm not saying get rid of them. I'm saying limit them. Limit them. Increase real-world, hands-on problem solving. Get in the mud, the sand, the park. Get out there and be curious with them. How does this work? What should we do with it next? It's all about how they think, and thinking comes from curiosity. Social emotional development. If you care about raising confident, stable adults, this is for you. Social emotional development. This domain is about being human with other humans. It's self-control, it's turn-taking, it's empathy, it's self-regulation, and building relationships. And this takes so long to develop. 2-year-old is grabbing a toy. Impulse control still developing. A 3-year-old melting down when they're tired. Regulation still not there. A 4-year-old struggling to take turns. Social learning in progress. The prefrontal cortex, the regulation center of the brain, well, that's the captain of this ship. And the captain, unfortunately, he's drunk. And he's slowly getting sober over the next 10 to 15 years. So it's going to be a while. It's such a good analogy. So when you're expecting calm, logical responses from a preschooler, you're fighting biology. Good luck. It's not happening. How do you support this domain? Thanks for asking. Name feelings. Please don't shame or dismiss them. Let them have their feelings. When you know something's name, you're better equipped to manage it. I see you're frustrated. Boy, does this make you happy. I see that you're sad, and that's okay. Model repair with them. Don't make them fix what they broke. Fix it with them. And also, when you break something, show them that you're fixing it. Whether it's a thing or it's an emotion, I'm sorry I got mad at you. I was frustrated. Here's another one. Practice turn-taking in low-stakes environments. What are those? Family dinner, board games are a great one to help them learn this, and on their play dates. Empathy isn't automatic. It develops through experiences, so we gotta work with them on it. Social emotional development is important because it's how children learn to recognize and manage their emotions. It's how they learn to express themselves in healthy ways, to build relationships and express empathy for others. So get on it. Now for speech and language development. If your child tells a story about breakfast and a stack of pancakes and then takes a turn towards dinosaurs and then comes back around and is about a fairy going to Target and buying all the clothes for a gopher, congratulations, language development is thriving. Speech and language development isn't just about can they talk. It's more than that. It's can they understand? Can they ask? Can they explain? Can they follow a multi-step direction that you give them without looking at you like you're talking elfish? When your child's able to follow you asking, can you put your shoes next to the door? That's processing. When they say, I don't like this, instead of launching into total emotional chaos, that's communication growth. Here's the thing I want you to understand. Language reduces frustration. What do I mean? More words, more clarity, more power, less frustration. So, how do you support speech and language development? That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Talk to them. Duh. Read to them daily. Never skip book. Pause during the story. Let them predict what's going to happen. And let them tell their long, feels like going nowhere stories. They need to get it out. Hey, and another thing. Don't interrupt their speech to correct grammar. Not now. We're working on confidence. Let them talk. Have conversations all over the place. And always let them finish the dragon story or the robot story or the gopher in the woods story. It means something to them in their heads. And they want to share it with you. Gross motor. If your child's that child who can't walk through a room without climbing on something, good. It means they're working on their gross motor skills. Gross motor is big muscles. It's running, it's jumping, it's climbing, it's all the things that end with ing. Balancing, spinning over and over and over again until they get dizzy and collapse. When your child's racing across the yard like they're training for the Olympics, but it's so cute because they're just little, right? That's coordination. Or when they climb something terrifying and now they got to figure their way down. They've used so many of their muscles from their trunk to their arms to their legs to get up there. And now here's where the layering comes in. They're using their cognitive skills to figure out, how do I get down? Movement builds brain connections. Movement helps our thinking. It helps our focus. It even helps our emotions. So when you hear adults, usually old people, going, they just need to sit still. No, they don't. They probably need to move. So how do you support gross motor development? Unstructured outdoor play. Take them to the park. Living room dance-offs. Rough and tumble play is actually really healthy for them. With boundaries and supervision so no one loses a tooth. Movement is not a distraction from learning. Movement is learning. If pouring their own milk turns into a small dairy disaster, that's not defiance. That's fine motor development. Fine motor is the tiny muscles. Hands, fingers, precision. Buttons, zippers, cutting, clasps, everything that does this. Drawing, stacking Legos, and pulling them apart. So when your child is insisting, I do it, and you're like, please don't. That's their desire and need for repetition to work on some of these skills. When they're struggling with the scissors, that's their coordination and muscle development still forming. So how do you support fine motor skill development? Play-Doh, cooking, having them help you peel stickers off of things, setting the table, Legos, Legos, more Legos. With everything, repetition builds strength. And strength builds control. And control builds independence so they can do it themselves. Exercising our fine motor skills can be found in things that we do every day. Working on your fine motor skills can get messy, so I apologize in advance for all the paper towels that you're going to go through. But it's going to be worth it. Those are your developmental domains. I'm Ori. This was some of my experience. Share your experience in the comments. Also, Share your tips for working on cognitive, for working on social emotional, for working on speech and language and fine motor and gross motor. Share your tips in the comments. I look forward to reading them.